It's been a long week, long couple of weeks actually. After the hurricane and dealing with all of that, the inside of my house was absolutely trashed. So it was time for me to focus on that and call Kim's Cleaning Service, because they're at your service, as a matter of fact. And that's what I'm doing today. Just really focusing on the areas that need my attention. I got a lot done, but honestly, there is so much more to be done before we host a birthday party / Halloween party this weekend. Hopefully it's going great. I don't know, check up on me, okay? I tried to carry Alex. Yeah, no, I could take a couple of steps. He was barely hovering over the ground. I thought it was funny. But I did it, get stronger every day. So the very start, I opened the windows, and I love that huge sliding glass door we have in our living room. It just brings in so much fresh air. And it is the inaugural opening of the windows of our house because it is nice and crisp outside. What a lovely time to be alive. The weather is lovely. We had a little cold front come in. I know you guys might be laughing at me. Oh, cold front in Florida. Yeah, it's like 70. Okay, I'm wearing a sweater. Get off my back. We actually went to a soccer game last night and I kept checking. It was 67 degrees outside. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I was freezing. I was freezing. I had a sweater on. I had long pants on. I was thinking, wow, I should have gotten thicker pants or longer socks or long johns or whatever the heck. I slowed down this jump scare for your viewing pleasure. But I don't know what people wear in colder weather. I simply do not own anything that will protect me from the elements. I just stay inside like a true Floridian. But this day, it was really nice during the day when the sun was out. So I opened up all the windows and I love this feeling. It feels like October. It really, like the scent in the air, I just love it so much. It's one of my favorite things. I have very vivid memories from when I was a child, having that October weather and thinking, wow, it feels like October. So it's simply delightful. And I love that my kids often refer to they say it feels like Christmas. I'm like, I get what you're trying to say. So they love when the windows are open too. It just emotes that feeling of comfort and just a change in the weather that we don't often get to experience. And I know many of you are like, oh, okay, 70 degrees, that's our summer. Yes, it is. And you are lucky. But the winter time for us is pure bliss while you're covered and buried in snow. Pros and cons, of course, because our summer, we are drenched in sweat for a good 4 months, okay? There are pros and cons to everything. So I'm starting out in my office. I put in some essential oils. I feel like that really sets the tone of the space. And I made a mistake the other day because I told you Hocus Pocus was my favorite scent. I order some like diffuser oils from a company. It's called Magic Candle Company. They have similar scents to like Disney World. I don't know. I'm not like a Disney mom, but I feel like I'm slowly morphing into one. I just enjoy the scents. They're affordable and they really pack a punch of not flavor, but you can smell them, okay? And so I really enjoyed them throughout the last couple of years. And I ordered a lot of Hocus Pocus. I thought it was my favorite. Oh, it's okay, but it doesn't smell like fall as much as, what's the other one called? Haunted. I really like that one. So anyway, if I would have done this day over again, that's probably the only thing I would change is just putting Haunted in the diffuser instead of Hocus Pocus. It was delightful. It just wasn't as nice as I was expecting. I thought even like an appley scent, the poison apple scent, gives me more of a fall scent. So my office, this is the first thing people see when they walk in my front door. Well, I don't know because it's kind of off to the side, but it's one of the first things. So I thought, let's tidy this place up. It was really in need of my attention. I had food everywhere. When I'm working, I like to nibble. I like to snack. So I had chips. I had plates of food. I had all kinds of food around me. I'm just a raccoon over here. And you know what? I got drawers full of candy and there's no stopping this train, okay? That's just how I roll and I gotta just munch. What is your favorite snack to eat, like mindlessly eat? It's different for me every day. Sometimes I'm in a salty mood. Sometimes I'm in a sugar mood. salty, sweet. That's what I meant to say, sweet. I just got a notification on my desktop for someone's birthday party. Oh my gosh, tomorrow. It's such a busy weekend. I hope you guys will have a good weekend too. Oh, chaos, the chaos. I actually just read an email that was sent less than 24 hours ago, 15 hours ago, and this is upstairs. Oh my gosh, I know. Listen, you can judge me all you want, but just remember you live your judgments, okay? Let me tell you about this email real quick, and then I'll get into something I actually wanted to share with you that has a little bit more meaning behind it. So I got this email. It was sent 15 hours ago, and listen, from the time my kids get home from school, it's busy, busy, busy. My life revolves around them. And then from the time they go to school the next morning, ideally, I would check emails and notifications sometime in between that. But last night was not one of those times. I'd like to say that this year I've been staying on top of things for the most part. This one email slipped through. Whatever happened last night, it was just a busy night, all this stuff. And I didn't check the email until after they left for school this morning. And what do you know it? They said, hey, make sure your child is doing this because surprise, we have a surprise for them, but don't tell them. So my daughter didn't know to wear it because they didn't tell them. I didn't know to have her wear it because it was a surprise and I didn't read the email. And so she went to school in a different attire than what she needed to be wearing. And I wrote an email and I said, she absolutely did not wear this because I just read this email and I hope it's okay. Oh man, we do our best. Isn't that right? So, hey, speaking of 17 diapers, so I don't know if you've heard about this, but apparently somewhere on the interwebs, there's a video of a mom. She's 1 week postpartum, apparently. I haven't seen the video. I've just heard about it. Okay, so you know how the game of telephone goes. So I'm sure it has some truth to it. But apparently she posted a video of her like tidying up her house and she had 17 diapers around, like wrapped up. You know, when you change a diaper and you wrap it up and you just kind of plop it down because you just don't want to deal with it in that moment because you have other more important pressing issues to deal with, especially when you're 1 week postpartum, can barely move. I don't know her circumstances, but all I'm saying is I thought we were done with the judgments. I thought we were done with that. Okay? And here's the thing. People judge based off of their own experience. So if they themselves didn't have 17 diapers lying around their house, which a newborn goes through about that amount of diapers in one day. And apparently this mom was like cleaning up after the day, which makes sense. But she got a ton of, obviously, whatever comes with hate. She was also supported by a bunch of other moms, and that makes sense. From them sharing their own like 17 diapers experience or what their 17 diapers was. So for instance, like, oh, I didn't take a shower for a few days. That's my seven. And other moms would be like, oh my gosh, that's so disgusting. How could you not? Well, I guess just be thankful that you didn't have that experience, that you were able to do those things, that you had the mental capacity to throw each diaper away as you did. Like maybe you had that support. Maybe your experience was completely different than someone else's, which is likely the case because we all have a different set of circumstances and experiences. And so like, oh, how hard is it to throw a diaper away? Well, if you're struggling, it's hard. When you're overwhelmed, it's hard. When you have zero support, it's hard. So instead of casting judgment, maybe just be thankful that you had a different experience, that you were able to have a different experience. Oh gosh, there goes my phone again. Everyone's birth experience is different and the recovery looks different for everyone and what they're able to do, not only physically, but mentally. And then also, just having the support or help from other people, or if there are other things that are needing to be, like if you have other kids to take care of, that plays a role. And then also the temperament of your baby is huge. Oh my gosh, it's huge. I've had 5 kids, so I know it varies, okay? Babies are different. And if you have never personally experienced a Velcro baby, a needy baby, you just don't know. You just don't understand. And you might think that your baby is needy or Velcro. And then you actually meet a Velcro baby and you're like, oh my gosh, absolutely not. So just understand everyone's just literally trying to do the best that we possibly can. And, kindness is free is all I'm saying. I remember reading a post when I was postpartum, and oh my gosh, it's crazy the things that the algorithm fed me when I was postpartum was full of just baby and postpartum and all this stuff. So I don't get a ton of it anymore, obviously, because my son is he just turned 2 years old. And let me tell you, sometimes I've got wrapped up diapers around my house, okay? Oh, someone's here. It's my doorbell. It was a fence gal because our fence got ruined and we needed to move it anyway. But when I tell you I'm looking like a dead rat, man, 8:30 in the morning, not a soul in sight. City's looking like a ghost town and I look dead tonight. Anyway, my first 2 kids were potty trained by the age of 18 months. 18 to 20 months. The first one was 18 months. Second one, maybe around 20 months, but definitely before they turned 2. Okay. And so as each passing child goes on, I'm like, oh, it's not a big deal. They'll get potty trained eventually. So he just turned 2. In my mind, I'm thinking, oh man, I'm judging myself based off my own past experiences, thinking, oh, I should have them potty trained by now because I was able to do it before and just my circumstances have changed. And I haven't focused on potty training. Yes, he uses the toilet every once in a while, but I'm not strict about it. And honestly, it's like, for me, it's not a big deal. He just turned 2. He'll be potty trained probably in the next 6 months. But some people I'm sure are like, oh my gosh, 2 years old. You know what I mean? It's all relative. And it's fine. It's actually not that big of a deal. But what I was going to mention is I was reading a post about someone not brushing their teeth because they were postpartum. And oh my, so many comments. I can't believe, what does it take? 1 minute, 2 minutes to brush your teeth, which actually you should brush your teeth for 2 minutes. But who actually sits there for 2 minutes? I feel like some nights I'm pretty good about it. Some nights I don't brush my teeth at all. And piggybacking off of this woman's post, I can't find it. I don't remember what it was, but she was getting shamed in the comments. And it's just like, if you've never experienced it, be thankful that you haven't had to go through that type of experience, because it's not like we want to go to bed without brushing our teeth. I don't know. I feel like I could go on and on about it, but maybe just like show some grace. And maybe you needed to hear that you're not the only one who's going to bed with some sugar bugs in your teeth. That's what we call them. Got to brush the sugar bugs off. And honestly, I'm better about brushing my kids' teeth than I am my own teeth at nighttime. Because sometimes I just pass out while I'm watching a show with Alex right before bed. And I just, how I get cinnamon narcolepsy. He throws on a movie and I'm like, oh, okay, good night. You know what movie we threw on the other night? Oh, actually, we went to someone's house and they had Casper on. Such a great October movie. But Meredith asked all on her own, I've never been so proud, to watch Hocus Pocus. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing. Probably bad. But I said, oh, you know what? We haven't seen the second one. Like, I think we saw it last year, but I didn't know if she would remember it. So I put it on and she was enjoying it. There's just a certain feel about the first one that makes it feel like, I don't know if it's the orange trees, but Meredith really enjoyed the girls in the beginning. And honestly, that's my favorite part too, is where they take the Sanderson sisters when they're younger. And those girls were such great actresses. I just really enjoyed that part. But anyway, she did too. And she fell asleep during the movie, if that goes to tell you how good it is. I don't know. It's not bad. It's just the original. You know what I mean? Some movies shouldn't be touched. Actually, have you heard that they are not remaking, but making a sequel to Beetlejuice? Wait, does it come out? Is it already out? I don't even know. I'm so far removed. I feel like my kids would be begging to see it if it was out. So I'm not really sure. But if it were to come out, now's the time to do it, unless it comes out like on Halloween or something. But you'd think they'd take advantage of the season. Okay, anyway, I think they're making another one. From what I understand, like, I'm excited to see it. I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of hype around the second Hocus Pocus too, and then it came out and no one's talking about it anymore. So hopefully Beetlejuice is a different tone. And I feel like Michael Keaton wouldn't come back for a sequel unless it was worth it. Like you know what I mean? He's like old Hollywood type of guy. And Batman, oh man, One of the best. Honestly, he was one of the best. Okay, here's my outside. I never bring you guys out here. Honestly, I never really go out here. Alex does sometimes with his buddies, and they just say, I don't. You know what? This is like his space. No big deal. I've never really enjoyed how the furniture configuration out here looked from the inside. Out here, it makes sense when you're out here because it gives you a view of the backyard. Not, nice if you're sitting on this couch. But everything needed to be moved and swept and dealt with because obviously the hurricane came by and we had some debris up here. And so I needed to sweep that out. But I thought, you know what, while I'm up here, I might as well just see. Let me move it around and see how it looks. Did you do this when you were younger? When you have a bedroom, what's it called when you move your furniture around? Like reconfigure, but there's a word for that. I don't know. Rearrange. I didn't even have to Google it. All right. Did you rearrange your furniture in your bedroom? How often did you do it? Honestly, some nights speaking of postpartum, when I was postpartum nursing a newborn, I would just be sitting there like trying to stay awake, because it was hard. It was hard, especially before the smartphones existed. Can we just get a round of applause for all of those mamas who made it through without smartphones? Okay, I'm one of them. I might be showing my age, but like truly nothing. And it's too dark to read a book. And so I would just have to sit there and let my mind wander to try to stay awake while I was feeding my baby. And so I would sit there and just think, oh, what if we rearranged in here? What would it look like if we moved the dresser here and the bed here and this? Do you know what I mean? Never moved it. Absolutely not one single time. But I would think about it almost every single night. And that just makes me laugh. That's so funny. So out here, I just thought, I wonder what it would look like. Let me just see while I'm out here moving stuff around anyway, because I have to sweep under everything. And I didn't want to like brush it off the balcony to the floor, like to the grass down there, because speaking of balcony, oh my gosh, have you heard about Liam Payne? The tragedy. Seriously? So I was shocked when I found out the news. He passed away. If you didn't know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but from One Direction, if you were a 1D fan, hands up, showing my age again, because I know Gen Z is like, who the heck is 1D? I'm like, oh my gosh, you don't even understand the chokehold they had on us. I can't even believe it. I was stunned, shocked. Wow. But anyway, sweeping, yeah. And how do you segue away from that? Just horrible. But I didn't want to sweep it to the ground because then I'd have to pick it up down there. It's just a mess. So I found a garbage bag inside and I'm putting all the debris in the garbage bag to get rid of that. And so I was moving stuff around and I thought, you know what? Let me see how it looks like this. And I actually ended up loving it. Honestly, it makes a million times world of difference. It lets so much more light in because the couch isn't blocking half of the sliding glass doors. When you walk out there, you can actually walk out into this space. Whereas before you would open the doors and kind of have to like shimmy. It's not a large space out there. It's just, a small little spot, but it makes so much more sense like this. I really enjoy it. I don't know how Alex thinks about it because he's the one who really wanted it the other way. And, we'll see. We'll see. We've got a telescope up there. Ask me how many times we've used it. Probably a handful. It was a gift. We're thankful for it. I think Alex and Wentworth really use it the most, it's just a fun little thing to have. But it really is such a nice view of the backyard from up here. So I love this little spot and I don't utilize it enough. Honestly, I don't really come upstairs that much. I mean, to play with the kids, sure. But movie night, sure. Refill the snacks, sure. Get the dirty dishes, sure. Clean up, sure. Use the bathroom, sure. Turn off the lights at the end of the day because all my kids forget to do it, sure. I could go on, but I'll stop. Okay, anyway, I love it up here. Even just peeking my head up here from the stairs when I'm, checking on things. I'm like, oh man, I really love it. You know how when you clean a space or organize a space, you just walk back to it just to check on it? Just to remind yourself, ooh, I did this work and ooh, it looks so much better. I was doing that and I was, really happy about the progress that had been made. This, however, my vacuum attachment, I told you I bought a universal vacuum attachment from Amazon. Well, apparently it's not universal because it did not fit my vacuum, but I still need a vacuum attachment. It's nowhere. It must have gotten donated because, there was a bin of them in my garage and I thought they were all for the Dyson and I don't use that anymore. So I donated it. And, it's like when you're in that mode of get rid of everything, no mercy, sometimes you get rid of things that you actually need and use in the haste of just getting rid. So I don't know. I looked at Target. They don't sell them. I'm going to have to go online again and figure it out. But I really use that attachment a lot. And at one point I stored it in my living room because I used it on the slider so much. I thought, well, let me just keep it here because this is where I use it the most often. And I think maybe a child got a hold of it and it got with the toys and then decluttered from there and so on and so forth. Who knows, really? You just call me Kim Scissorhands over here because I was so happy to find more than one pair of scissors in this drawer. And I don't know about you, but when you're having people over your house, do you start organizing dumb things that don't matter? Like me? I'm like, yeah. What if someone needs something in this drawer? What are they going to need in this drawer? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't know why I'm wasting my time doing this, but this is the kind of, it's, I see these things online where it's like, oh, we're having a party and my husband's fixing the mailbox. It's like doing something that has absolutely nothing to do with getting ready for the party, but here he is anyway. And this is one of those moments where I feel like I'm doing just that. Like I could be cleaning a million other things, but this is what my brain thinks that needs to be done. What? No. What if I'm like, hey, can you give me that lighter from the drawer? I'm not going to ask anyone to do it. Hey, can you give me those candles? No, I'm not going to ask anyone else to do these things. But in the rare chance that someone sees me open this drawer to get said candles and or lighter and or pen, whatever the heck, scissors, God forbid they see a drawer of chaos. God forbid my junk drawer looks like it's full of junk. You know what I mean? So it needed to be taken care of. So I understand why I did it because, it needs to be done. So I just did it. And I'm glad that I did it because, oh my gosh, you know what they say about clutter. If your space is cluttered, your mind is cluttered. In my mind, honey, I lost it years ago. Okay, so it's gone for the taking, gone for the count, down for the count. I'm not expecting to find it anytime soon. You know what I am expecting to find? Some sweaters. Can't wait to go. I actually need to go to the store today to get some pants for Wolfgang. He has nothing. He has zero. Well, he has one sweater exactly for cold weather. And then Meredith has like school sweaters to wear, but I'm not sure any of her sweaters fit from last year. That's what happens when your kids grow and get older. They need different clothing. They need clothing that actually fits them. So I'm just saying, maybe I'll find a sweater that I like too, even though I've got a closet full of sweaters. I don't need one at all. I do need pants. I will say that. I need maybe like one pair of pants. Don't know. That's my least favorite thing to shop for. Anyway, I don't know how I got talking about that. But I did find my tape, and guess what? It was upside down. Who put that thing upside down? I don't know, but I fixed it. An easy little fix there. And the measuring tapes, I don't know why those are in here either. It's a junk drawer. Nothing is supposed to make sense. It's like a nickname. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be logical, So the binging, what do you say when your phone's going off? Binging. Oh gosh, now I don't even know. It's not a beep, it's a ding, the dinging, whatever. My phone was going off. And if you're wondering what that was, it was text stating that parent-teacher conferences are now open to schedule because last week they were canceled due to the hurricane, Bridget Midler style. Bridget Midler. How did I say that the first time? If you don't know about Bridget Midler, now I'm really showing my age. Actually, she's pretty young. She was on Good Luck Charlie on Disney. That was great. I used to watch it with Avelina back when we had time to watch shows and stuff. Fantastic time. We also watched the show with Zendaya. I don't know what that was called. I have vivid memories of being a mom of one and making popcorn every day and just watching a show just to get a little reprieve from the outside because kids just love to be outside. Okay, this little space on my countertop I didn't mention before, but It was for, well, I mean, this is just where junk accumulates. Really, paperwork, mail, notebooks. Just when I'm tidying up the kitchen, this is where I just shove everything because it's kind of behind the fridge. Not many people can see it. It's kind of hidden. It's a perfect area to hide stuff. So I'm thinking, you know what? I need to do something with this. I don't like the way that it looks. And I was thinking, well, maybe I'll put my KitchenAid up here because I do like the look of my KitchenAid and I do access it often. So maybe having it on the countertop would be a nice thing. Well, once I cleaned everything off and cleared the area, I really liked the way that it looked clear. I know I say this often, but I'm like, oh, I have no flat surfaces around my house to decorate things. And what I mean by that is I don't like things on flat surfaces, I think. Because on it, like my kitchen, especially in my kitchen, like I don't, because once I start cooking stuff, then there's stuff everywhere. And if there's more stuff that doesn't actually need to be there, I just get overwhelmed. So a clear space is how I like things, whatever organizing style that is. I want things to be hidden. I don't want to see them. I don't want clear bins. I just want it to look like nothing exists. Which is probably not for the best because have you seen my closet, okay? And so once I cleared this off, I thought, I like the way that this looks. I don't even want to put my KitchenAid up here because it's just so clear and I really enjoy that. And honestly, let's be real, once the mail comes today, it will probably end up on this counter space anyway. Even though I cleared out the other drawer, I had a little snack there. I'm always finding some chocolates. I'll especially find chocolates when I look for them in the place where I store the chocolates. It's always a good idea. And anyway, the junk drawer, I left one section clear, and that is supposed to be for the mail. Because if everything has a place, you know the saying. Oh boy. Saved by the bell, because I don't. Okay, I think it's something like a place for everything and everything in its place. That sounds about accurate. Is that a military term or do I just associate it with one because that's what my dad always said and he's military. So that's like the rule of thumb. And so that's why I left that space for the mail. And I tried to leave it as empty as possible because I know that could stack up quickly and hopefully it won't stack up on my countertops is what I'm getting at. Hey, see that banana bread? I made 3 loaves of that. I tried a new banana bread recipe. And I don't know why I do this to myself, but mine was better, okay? And it was so crumbly. I was like, this can't be right. I must have messed something up. There's no way someone would make this and put it in a recipe book. You know? Anyway, I did that drawer and I was feeling really good about it. It's one of my favorite drawers in the house. And, well, favorite because of the way that it looks. Least favorite because of it's full of plastic and stuff that's just disposable. So Ziploc baggies, I get them from IKEA. And what I like about them is that a couple of different sizes come in one box. And so I just replenished a couple. Hey, if someone's at the party and they're like, oh, do we have a Ziploc bag? I can almost guarantee you that someone's going to come to the party and ask for something that I didn't, in a space that I didn't clean, because that's how it always goes. As you can tell, I went a little crazy at the Halloween section of our local kids thrift and consignment store, Once Upon a Child. That was Benjamin Franklin. Yes, a costume of Benjamin Franklin. Alex is like, who's going to wear that? And I said, I don't know, but we need options. So while yesterday I was looking I had birthday party on the brain and I should have thought, while I'm here, let me get some sweaters and pants for Wolfgang. But I was trying to get home because I had 100 other things to do. So while I was there, I went through all the Halloween stuff because it was on sale. And I was like, oh, you know what? I need a costume for Wolfgang. And if you can see the Prince Charming right there, I was like, this is so cute. I found a Belle dress for Meredith. I found a Snow White dress for Meredith. A couple of things were not on sale, which is fine. And then the girls needed costumes they didn't need, but I thought, okay, it could be fun for them to wear costumes to the party because costumes are encouraged. And the costumes that they have for Halloween with their friends this year, I don't know, they wouldn't make sense. Fine. So I got like skeleton costumes and I found that Benjamin Franklin. Amazing. I just thought, man, that's the coolest thing. You never know if like a kid is doing a book report or something and it's happened before. So it's always nice to have just random costumes on hand. And I'll put them in our costume bin in the garage. It's no big deal. We've got pirates in there. We've got all sorts of costumes. You never know when you need a costume. So while I was there, I grabbed a couple of like Halloween shirts for the kids because they do like Halloween centers at school. They've got a whole thing. So that's fun. And I also ran to Target. If you can see the Target bags right there. I ran to Target to get some supplies for cleaning. I needed toilet cleaner and bleach cleaner. And while I was there, I looked in the clearance section because Alex needed bug spray, which last time we were there, we got in the clearance section. So I found the outdoor section and they didn't have any bug spray, but they did have the Awala water bottles half off. Not a lot of them. They had 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6. It doesn't matter. I grabbed 3 and I just couldn't even believe it. I thought, well, do I need them? Yes. Especially when they're half off. Take advantage of it. I told you before that from here on out, that is the only water bottle I will purchase because it's just streamlining everything. It makes it simple. When I'm looking for a lid, when I'm looking for a straw, they are all interchangeable and the colors like don't need to match anyway. So it's kind of perfect. So I grabbed a few and I was really happy about it. I would have liked the larger ones, but for my kids' lunch boxes and bringing them to school and for like soccer games and stuff, these are what we bring anyway. And so that was really nice. Oh my gosh, speaking of the costume I just stacked on top, a turkey. I should have left it a surprise for you because it is hilarious. I opened the bag yesterday and I literally gasped when I saw it. I'm trying to bring it to my bedroom. You don't want to see my bedroom right now. I don't want to see my bedroom right now. It's full of birthday stuff. It's full of just a box of costumes. It's full of everything, every which way. I'll get to it eventually. I'll just block that off with caution tape before the party. That shall not enter. No, thank you. So, fingers crossed. Someone's going to enter it. I just know it. Anyway, the turkey costume. Absolute perfection. Couldn't love it anymore. Eleanor's birthday is the day before Thanksgiving this year, which is kind of crazy. Thanksgiving is really late this year. It's on November 28th, I think. And so she's like, oh my gosh, I could wear this turkey costume for my birthday. It's like, I guess you could. Her first birthday theme was something to do with turkeys. No, it was cutesy. Gobble, gobble, I'm one or something. I mean, that definitely wasn't it, but it was something along the lines of that. If you need a good birthday idea around Thanksgiving time, we had a lot of fun. I came up with a lot of interesting ideas. Of course, probably all from Pinterest. And you know what I think about often is like, how did I plan my wedding? Because it was pre-Pinterest when I did that. Like, how did I come up with different ideas? Because our favors, I thought, were pretty unique. They were Christmas ornaments. Our wedding is December 20th. We'll be married 17 years this year, I think. 17 or 18, somewhere around there. I always get confused because Alex goes a year ahead and it's a whole thing. I think it's 17 years. I don't know. But the centerpieces of our table, because we tried to do it like the frugal way and like DIY stuff. And, I remember even ordering my wedding veil. I got it off eBay for like $8. Like when David's bridal, they were like, oh, this veil over here. And then I was like, no, thank you. And then I found one on eBay. And something came in like the day before our wedding and we were just waiting on it. Man, what a stressful time. We planned it in like a matter of 3 months and tried to do so much ourselves. And okay, so Eleanor came home and they all came home from school except for Avelina. She had volleyball. And that's what I'm on the phone about. So I'm like, Eleanor came home and I said, oh, where's Avelina? Because I thought there was no volleyball. And apparently Eleanor was like, oh yeah, there's a game because I saw a bus come, but it was a whole thing. So the joys of like last minute. And the thing with our school, because we just had the hurricane, so they sent out, oh, here's the schedule for the week, but they had possible, or how did they word it? I don't know, but essentially possible game because makeup game or whatever. So in my mind, I was like, okay, well, I don't know. I'm sure they'll send out information if there was one. So I was just calling to confirm and see what I had to do and go out and prepare for the day. But Anyway, Eleanor came home and she shared some really exciting news with me. She was selected for, let me get this right, the South Region Elementary Chorus. Unreal, unbelievable. She was one of 5 people selected from her school. I think around 40 people auditioned from her school. And apparently it's an honor. So one of these weekends, we're going to take a day. It's like a whole day to go to this thing and celebrate Eleanor. And she's going to perform and do some really cool stuff. So I was really proud of her. She's just amazing. All my kids are amazing in different ways. And I just love when they achieve stuff like this and we're able to celebrate them and give them praise and focus and all the good stuff. So yay for that. We were really excited about that. And this drawer too, I thought, you know what? Someone's going to ask for a knife. Oh, let me cut the cake. I'll grab this for you. No one is going to ask. No one. So I just need someone to remind me in the back of my mind. Sorry, I'm clicking my pen. I'm sure that's annoying for you because it's annoying for me. I'm sure someone, I need someone to just be like, no one is going to do this. No one. Oh my gosh, I even lost the remote for the lights in my office. That was my favorite thing about this. I had like the things for the light bulbs. I can't find it anywhere. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out. My kids love buttons. They grabbed my garage door button the other day. I'm like, oh my gosh, we didn't have power when they did it. And I was like, go ahead. I hope it doesn't break. I'll allow it is the level of parenting I was at that time. When you have no power and you're like, oh my gosh. Anyway, this drawer, I love this drawer. I love this organizer. I got it from Amazon a few years ago after we moved in. And at first I thought, oh, all these things are so ridiculous. I love having this knife organizer in particular. Like, I think a lot of the organizers are just whatever, but this one in particular to keep the knives up like that, love it. My favorite thing, it's amazing. And I just love having a nice organized space. It doesn't always happen, but there's one of them. And then this spot, I love having towels in here when I need a towel. It's just so nice. I've never had a towel drawer before. Recently did that and made space for it. And I was like, this is just so lovely when I need a cleaning towel or when I need to put it up there. But, I also need to keep on top of it and restock the towels. Up here, my kitchen cabinets, honestly, all of the cabinets need a good wipe down. I didn't get to all of them because kids and games and meats and all this stuff. But I got done as much as I could get done in this day. And even just doing the top of the cabinets made such an impact. You can't really tell, but like I can tell, you can tell when there's smudges on stuff. It's like dirty walls and dirty baseboards. It's not really a big deal until you're looking and you realize how big of a deal it is, especially when it's eye level with like these cabinets are. I mean, depending on how tall you are, and around the handles specifically, because it is a very high traffic zone, specifically this area, the cups, the plates, the bowls, all that stuff. So I know that it needed to be taken care of. And the amount of dirt and grime that comes off of cabinets like this, that's one thing I heard someone say is if you have like some kind of stench in your home and you're like, oh, where's that coming from? And there's nothing in particular. Clean your walls and cabinets. It makes a huge difference. I like to say that I stay on top of this, but I really don't. I clean them probably once a quarter, and that's in a good year, So sometimes I go top and then I'll do bottom, whatever. Very rarely do I do it all in one single day because I'm just kind of over it. I get bored. I'm like, show me a different space. I don't care about it. But the stuff that I use to clean these, love them. It's called Murphy's Wood Oil or something like that. Murphy's Oil. I don't know. Google it, Amazon it, whatever. And I love it. I have a huge thing. You dilute it in water so you don't use that much every time. And I recently cleaned our stairs with it. I don't know. A few videos ago, and our stairs have never stayed as clean as they did after I used this oil. Am I saying that? Like, I feel like my words are jumbled, but typically it's a kid's chore. So they'll take a duster and then they'll take some spray if they need to and just wipe the stairs. And that lasts, but then the dirt accumulates, a day or two later, which is like, whatever, that happens because of life. But when I use the Murphy's oil, the stairs still look pretty good. And we had our windows and doors open. So if you're wondering, oh my gosh, why is there so many leaves inside the house? When I was showing you earlier the office, it's because we had all of our windows and doors open from just not having power. And it was kind of nice outside because we had a semi-cold front. When I say cold, it wasn't. It was like 75 to 85 every day. So it wasn't great. Still kind of hot to sleep in, but especially with the humidity, you know. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I got the pen again. Moral of the story is clean your walls, clean your cabinets, do all the things. And I remember a couple of years ago, I bought this wall cleaner off of Amazon. It was very expensive and it was extremely strong stuff. Chemicals galore, I'm sure, but it did the job. It got my walls really cleaned. And the smell, I mean, honestly, it smelled really nice. It was just very, very strong while I was cleaning. So if you want a nice, strong smell in your house, I would recommend it. I don't remember what it was called. It was not the Zepp wall cleaner. It was something else. It had it's like a white bottle with a green label and a woman like cleaning. So if you're looking for it, that's what I can tell you about it, okay? It was really nice and I liked it. Would I buy it again? I don't know, because it was like $20. I'm telling you, like, it was expensive. I mean, it was a big bottle, so there's that, but still, maybe I'll buy it again because I really did like it. But then chemicals, I go back and forth in my mind. I'm like, I don't know. I needed to get to the windows and doors. I just cleaned this one. I thought it's good enough. And this one really was looking smudgy at the bottom there. And this, when we have parties, is the one that we have a lot of access to, you know, going inside and outside. And then I'm imagining the sliders will be open the whole time. So I'm really needing to clean inside the like slider grate. I don't know what that is called, but at the bottom. Because it's supposed to be semi-nice weather on Saturday, but we'll see what it's actually like. We'll see, because it's like 82 it's still hot. Okay, a little bit. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out. I hope you got some cleaning done today. Thanks for keeping me company while I got some done too. If you want to subscribe, put a little happy in your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.